Go.
2 weeks ago, Team Holland City Government were proposed with a question. How do we reimagine the Lakeview School Park property? The 5 of us were set free with a blank canvas and the goal to create a park so unique that people would flock. We know we have achieved. We believe good things come from dirt. Food, flowers, nutrients. But the dirt at Lakeview School Park will grow something better, a community. This 7-acre park was our project, and from beginning to end, this is our story.
My name's Will, and I'm 9.5. My house is right around the street from the Lakeview School Park. Whenever I have friends over, we're always stuck inside because there are no good games to play or sports fields. The entire area is full of weeds, dirt mounds, and run-down fields. I also lose sleep every night because my dog Skips is up barking because of her overdramatic energy. My neighbor, Old Man James, he never likes her running around his yard. But it's not my fault Lakeview School Park doesn't like my dog. The only organized play area is this random slab of concrete. My mom said that in the 80s they had this game called 5 Square, or maybe it was 4 Square. Who knows? Nobody plays it anymore. The tennis courts are always all alone too. If someone wants to play tennis, they drive all the way to Moran Park, and it's so unfair. If no one uses them, why do we have them? The place is so depressing because it's so fenced in. The cement is cracked, and that's really dangerous because we all know if you step in a crack, you break your mother's back. There is so much that needs to change, but all my hope isn't lost.
My mom told me that they're building a brand new baseball diamond with the new soccer field with all new grass, and I'm so excited. I heard I can bring Skips with me to the park now because she'll be allowed, and we can take our fetch game to a whole new level. Mom says that the type of playground that will take over the cement squares will help me and my friends be more creative and use our imagination a lot more, and I'm so excited, and that'll be just so much better than the other parks for sure. The area for the tennis is getting completely wiped out, and I couldn't be more happy because something really cool is going to go there, and I'm so excited. And the park is going to be just so much more open because all the gross fences are going to be gone, and I just seriously can't wait to see the park, and I only can imagine.
I can see a little girl swinging on a sunny day, just knowing she's the next superwoman flying through the air. Us kids aren't the only ones that can enjoy this beautiful park. The retired people can find fun in the garden or by the pond to sit, relax, and socialize. But that garden can have attractions like hammock trees for the older kids too. A walking path could go around the perimeter of the park, so from the mall walkers to the kids with tricycles, everyone could enjoy the park. My mom said a splash pad's gonna go in the park too. I mean, who needs to find a pool when a splash pad offers more safety, no worries about drowning, and refreshes on a hot day just the same? It can be used by all kinds of ages, even my friends who haven't taken swimming lessons yet. And the best news yet is in the winter, the splash pad will freeze over into an ice rink, and everybody can have fun skating, and maybe my team can finally win the hockey tournament. I mean, just imagine a family with all different interests. On a summer day, they can split up and use the playground, the garden, and sit by the pond. But in the winter, they won't have to drive across town anymore. They can walk safely over to the Lakeview School Park and use a snow-covered embankment. Open space with rocks and trees can put everyone's imagination to work. The trees can form new kingdoms, and the rocks can become home to new games of King and Queen of the Mountain. Even parents can enjoy the park together. As gross as it is, they still go on dates and hold hands. What better place to go than across the street to the park amphitheater? Friday night concerts would be a perfect way to get them out of the house. Even my whole family could go sometimes for a week on the weekend movie nights. This park will be so perfect. I can't even wait for it. I'm positive good things will come from the dirt that's there. As we said, we believe good things come from dirt. All things we presented are components that make up the unification Holland seeks in their lakefront environment parks. Creating this community feel is extremely important because when all else fails, they're still behind you. Thank you.
So judges, what questions, comments do you have for this group?
I love the transition from the old to the new, and the 9-year-old perspective was helpful. One question I had was a lot about parks is the surrounding neighborhood, and you referenced it, but I'm not quite sure it was understood who the demographics are, and that might drive the activities in the new park. So I was just wondering what insight you had into that.
Okay, well, for demographics, it's actually a really big community for the baby boomers. So a lot of them are going to be in their elderly age, so that can mean grandchildren. And then also a really big number that we found was between the 25 to 34-year-olds, there are about 429 people living there, and that's about the age that you'll typically have kids. So it's going to be a lot for younger children, and then also there aren't like many young children right now, so that's why we also want to make it available for all age demographics.
You addressed can you split just a minute?
Oh, sorry.
You addressed the Lakeview Park. In the aerial, you've got also the location across the street where the school was.
Yes.
Is that included in the planning?
No, because it's not owned by the city.
It's owned by the school?
Yeah, the school still owns it, and they're planning to sell it for maybe condos or single-family homes.
Okay. Did you do anything related to a budget on this? Any kind of feasibility that way?
For the budget, we weren't actually given a specific number. We did use the 5-year plan and keep that in consideration, but we did a little bit of research for this splash pad. We actually talked to Midwest Vortex, which is doing the downtown Zealand splash
Yeah.
pad, and they said that making the ice rink from that would be definitely able to do. And they gave us an estimate it'd probably be about $210,000 to $220,000.
Okay. By the way, this is going on the back of my car today on the window, because that's a great way to do it. And I happen to live in proximity to this thing, and I'd fight to the death for this thing to happen. What a great thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us what it is he's speaking about? The little-
Oh yeah.
Oh.
They're little
I'm sorry.
window decals there.
It's a sticker,
Oh.
little
And he's the image
decal.
guy, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Oh.
Thank you.
It's in my head. I'm just trying to figure out how it comes out. How would you guys go about making some of the decisions into what actually goes in? I can tell that there's some different art pieces. It looks like the gardens. Can you tell me a little bit about how you might decide, how you decided what went where, and what are the key components?
Well, we definitely wanted the flow to go throughout the park. So things like, especially the parking placement, because we wanted like the bigger parking lot to be by the athletic field, so moms could like watch from their cars or get there easier. And then this is actually where one of the parking lot, or the only parking lot is now, and this would be easier with moms with younger children, so like you can get to the playground easier. And then this parking lot, I mean, the parking lots really drove it.
Sure.
So this would be where the amphitheater is, which, the amphitheater's facing this way. So it would just be if there's festivals or concerts or anything there, so it'd be easier to get to. So, yeah, and then like, just so athletic field, and then activities more like the kids and the older it goes.
Okay. Thank you.
Did you spend some time in the park?
Yes.
Yep.
You like the weeds?
It's pretty depressing. It's pretty depressing.
Yeah.
The second question I had was your experience with the city government. I didn't hear much about the integration, maybe what you learned from working with city departments and what would be their involvement. That's the organization I think you're trying to incite to realize this vision. So what resources do they have and who do you think you need to get on board to get this to happen?
Great question.
Well, the main person we talked to were the Parks and Recreation people. So we talked to Andy and then Jeremy Myers, who's the recreation guy.
Yep.
And we got the insight for like how much the sports fields are using, and we got a lot of advice from them. And then mostly we presented to city government yesterday, and they all really enjoyed our idea. And then we'll get Andy our ideas, and that's the main person who we have to get on board with everything.
Was Ryan Cotton involved?
Yes.
With the government yesterday?
Yes.
Did you have any landscape people breathe any
We
life
did.
into?
We actually, not through the Holland City government, but we did go around to, when we first were coming up with like our first drafts, we went around and talked to people in parks, like especially Miranda where you live. We went
Yeah.
there and kind of like did like a little bit of like polling and stuff. And we actually came across one guy, his name is Mark, and he is a professional landscape architect, and he really helped us with placement of our stuff.
So what was the overall budget that they gave you?
It was a little over $500,000.
Okay. And they already have those funds, or they would have to raise?
Yes, they have a little bit, and then they can get grants. They always told us from the beginning that budget wasn't an issue.
That's a
So that
great
was
thing
fun.
to hear.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Yeah, hence the reimagine part, right? Imagine
Yeah.
what you want. The other part is, we talked about dogs. You left the dog park out. Are they still allowed, or?
Yes, yep, that was a big thing. Because we know that the people in the neighborhood, like, because the park backs up like directly to condos.
Right.
And so those people would not be as happy with the dog park right there. But if dogs are still allowed, then it's kind of like a mix. So we were heading in that direction.
And the city was like, sweet?
Yep,
All right.
there's a lot of dog people.
Yeah.
So that helped.
There's not a lot of dog parks.
So
Cool.
let's give it up one more time for
Yeah.